Well, good afternoon, ladies and gents, boys and girls, mums and dads, everybody. Welcome to the new year. Welcome to 2023. This is the first video for the year in Dave in the Shed and updates. Look, there's a few issues I'm having, but I'll talk about this as we go along. Oh, this is the Jacaranda Cottage. I wanted to show you more of what I've been going on the last couple of weeks. Some amazing stuff, but for some reason, just today and yesterday, I've had all sorts of bizarre issues and problems and bits and pieces. Anyway, Jacaranda Cottage, here it is. Done a lot more work to it. It is taking up some of my time, but had a bit of a slowdown now because I'm waiting for bits and pieces. The crew were up here on New Year's weekend and we did a lot of painting and sealed the place up. And then a lot of changes had to be made, so there's a window in here and doors done and bits and pieces, and there's still sort of half painting, but I'll show you inside. Big tarp over it because the round window is in and framed up, but it hasn't got any material in it. There's no glass or acrylic, we haven't really decided what yet, but I've done all the framing work and the building work. It just now needs the glazing material for it to then be put in, sealed up, and then the MDF that apparently is going on the walls can be done. A little bit more sealing work with the spray foam is needed. There's a semi sort of like skylight here, which will be when the wall is panelled, you won't see. This back wall, I've got to sand it down a bit, and it's going to be a slatted wall. There's a word for the type of wall, but yep, so I've got to give it a rough sand, and then there'll be a second row of slats, so it'll be a slatted wall like timber wall now. The other walls will be lined apparently with 3mm MDF. So that's where we're up to in that. And there was a window put in that wasn't planned, but it's in. It's undercoated in the places that need undercoated, except for this bit here. That's my job. I've got to come along and seal the timber, then undercoat the new timber work, but that'll be done soon. But anyway, let's have a look in the shed. Now, I've made a few changes to the shed during the Christmas close down period. I did show you this before, that I'd moved the belt sander and the drill press over to here. So that was one of the changes. So there, that helped leading up to Christmas, doing some jobs. But what I have done is I have moved the air line and power lines that used to hang over here and block the actual railway have now moved. So the power line that was further down the shed, I don't know if you saw it, it was down, it's now moved to there. It used to be over this area somewhere. The air line that used to hang down roughly right in the most inconvenient spot here from the ceiling, I moved it over so it's actually more convenient to the workbench. 3D printers, oh, this printer has been giving me, I don't know what's wrong with it today. It's been working fine, but today it has done everything that we've tried to do with it. It has gone wrong. I've had to change the nozzle. The only part that I haven't replaced is the bits I don't have to replace. But it's under extruding and I can't, well, silly thing is I modified the door, and every time I put the door on it under extrudes and it jammed the nozzle up in bits and pieces, but it's just a hole in the door. Now, I have done a flatbed mod to this. I did my mod like I did on the other one. These things are notorious for destroying the beds, stickers on the bed. So I modified my other one, which I'll show you in a sec, to have a magnetic bed, the same as the End of Freeze. I've just discovered that there is now a mod for these for a glass bed. So one of the things we'll be doing to this one during the year, we'll be installing a glass bed on it, which would improve it out of sight. So that's one of the enders. I'll show you what it's printing in a sec. The other one, little machine. This has got the mod that I did on it. So it's actually got a ender-free magnetic bed on a flash forward. Anyway, it's an ender-free, a magnetic bed off a ender-free in the flash for adventure free. And it's doing very well. But anyway, it's printing some stuff. We'll have a look at that in a sec. Okay. Yeah, so this machine, ever since I've tried to sort it out, it's under extruding like to bilio. Anyway, so I've tried everything to improve it. I've moved the reel so there's less resistance. I made up some nylon inserts, and that actually made it worse instead of better. Every time I put the door on, and handy to put the door on to keep the dust out. This one, I did a mod to the door, and it really is just drilling a hole in the door and put the cover on to keep the dust out. This one runs fine. Put the cover on this one with the hole in the door, it jams it up. There's no difference between the two. I'm not even trying swapping the doors over. But anyway, don't know if you can tell if you know these things, but it is under extruding. I've cleaned the nozzle out. I've done everything. There's a couple of things I could try next, but they shouldn't need it. But anyway, we'll see what happens. It's printing. Anyway, we'll have a look at what I'm doing over here is rebuilding. I don't want to take too long your time, but rebuilding my little fiddle yard storage area. So this is the start of a couple of bits I had to print, and I wanted to show you. There's a little bridging section here that I'm printing, and these are the idea I worked on before with the slidey shelvy bits. So I'm working on those and putting them in. It's so you can bring a train up, and if I didn't have so many dramas today, I would have set it up to show you a bit better, but no, everything's conspired against me, and I thought, well, if I don't record the video, it's not going to get done, so there'll be updates next week. So we're working on those. Now, I had built a system over here, a cassette system, which worked okay, but it was hard for me to operate. So I built these timber cassettes that slide in here and slide down there. But what I've done is, to get the track spacing right, I've made up these printed sections. So I'm going to print those up, and then I will slide the rail in there, and that'll make it all line up more efficiently. Now, I was hoping to have a lot more of that done, because I've got a couple of ones. They're just the hearse tram carrier. It just sat in there at the moment, just to clear up some space on the desktop, because I had stuff everywhere. Try to have a neater workspace. Sanded the desktop down. It was getting all started like New Year. Gave it a sand down, did it a tidy up. So that's, yeah. So I'm working on 400 million things at once. So printing those bits at the moment to respace the track and get the track so the cassette system once again works properly. So working on that, as well as the cassette system will work here, but I've then designed this bridgey piece that I wish I'd finished printing to show you. So you can use the cassettes or the slides to slide up and down. Focus. Doing that. But anyway, yeah, that's what's going on. So he's printing out those little spacey bits. Focus, you see. Printing out the little spacey bits in this machine. Printing out when it wants to get us back together the bridgey bit in this machine, and we'll go down, have a look at what else is going on. I was running the breakdown train, but just as we're about to film this video, it decided to part company. It broke the coupler, but in places as a body mount coupler, it pulled its body off. I don't know how it did it, so I've got to repair all that. It's always the way, isn't it? It's like these things just want to break down to cause me. So yeah, that was the issue. It was with the body loose, of course, it bangs around and wasn't wrong with derail. So my plan was to be video running the maintenance of way train, but no, it decided that no, that wasn't going to happen today. This is another interesting thing, is the dragon. I was making these dragons up, which I couldn't show you before, as gifts for some family and friends. Were printing them up out of a special, it's a beautiful type of printing material, but you end up with these rainbow dragons that are absolutely magic. And this is one of the ones that they take about 3 days to print. This is one of the failed dragons. It's not a complete proper print, but I thought, oh, they're too beautiful and too magnificent not to find a home for. So he's at the moment just wrapped around till I half done job, like a lot of stuff. Till I get back to finish him. The rainbow dragon is wrapped around the lighthouse. We'll call him Puff. You know, as in Puff, Puff the Magic Dragon who lived by the sea. Okay. Quickly to finish up, because we're almost 10 minutes long, we'll have a look at the printers down the back. Have a gimbal so you're sick. So the good old Ender Free S1 is printing up those track slides. It's a wonderful printer. It has not failed. It has not let me down. We were running it 24/7 up to Christmas, printing dragons and all sorts of stuff. This machine, it is brilliant. Now, the other Ender, the Ender Free Pro, it's disgraced itself. The part that's broken is under warranty. We've got the replacement part coming, but because of Christmas shutdown and everything. It's coming from China. It's meant to be here any day, but chalk and cheese machines. I don't know why. You know, this third generation machine is brilliant. This one's fine when it works, but anyway, the fun of 3D printing. People go, why do you need so many machines? Well, out of the 4 I've got here in the workshop, 2 of them are running reliably at the moment. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this update. If you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Easy to find on Facebook and other bits and pieces. We'll talk to you next week, next Friday. Hopefully we'll have a good, positive news update from the shed and can show you some new, interesting bits and pieces. Till then, keep safe. See you later. Bye for now. From Dave in the shed.